Hello, hello. Perfect. I need to change this, as I always do, to sound. Kraken. Perfect. All right. Hey, everybody. Oops, I forgot to, end credits. That's just something I need to fix. All right. Let's see what I can do here. I need to do this one. Try to sell for an result. Hey, Loki. Be a good boy. Okay? Alright. Good boy. Problem with my build is steps. Anytime there's steps, there's action, staff, firebolt, and amber. What?
How useful.
Oh, hello. Hello. Jester! Holy shite! How you doing? Did you just raid me? Did I just get raided? Are you just saying hello? I'm good. It's been a while. Kind of surprised that you came by. Have you been, Jester? Sorry, I haven't streamed in such a long time. It's like I forgot how to do it in the first place. Still, have you been trying to play Path of Exile? Or are you still doing your other games? This game is brutal. You mess up one time or you don't pay attention, you die. There's no going back or fixing it or oops, no big deal. You have to do the whole thing all over again. There's no in the middle. No, it's not a roguelike. It's kind of like, have you played Diablo? Any of the Diablo games at all? Because you could die in this game, and if you play regular mode, you can die and it's alright. But if you die, you have to do the whole map all over again. There's no, you don't get like several chances to get through it or anything like that. It's a one-time in and out, that's it. Which is very punishing, to say the least. Yeah. But it's, I mean, Diablo 4 or PoE 4 or 2 is probably the hardest ARPG out. I think they took some from those hardcore versions of games, or ruthless versions, and did that with PoE 2. Like in PoE 1, if you go into a map, you go in there and you die, you've got like 5 more attempts. You can try to complete that map under that instance before it resets, you know, or before it becomes a useless map. In this, you got one chance. You can leave and come back. Like, watch. I can leave. Yeah. So I can either bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the one that I went in to. So you can bring, 4 other people with you, or, or 4 or 5 other people with you into the map. No big deal. Or, you can leave, but if you die during it, it's the last time you get a chance to do. I mean, the map is over at that point. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. I can sell that. So I've put some money. This is not one of those that it's not a pay to win, but it definitely helps to have some, stuff in here. Like I've got currency tab that does different currency, essence. These are things you can use to craft better equipment for what you're looking for. Same thing here. These are for crafting maps or equipment. These are the different uniques that I've picked up. Different flasks that I picked up, by level and everything. And then these are the gems, which is the driving force behind the game, really, is the gems. because you have a specific gems. Here, I'll open up what I'm using. So these are the gems that I'm using, right? Well, these are weapons. This is my shield. So they give you different abilities. Now I'm using a weapon right now that it's got stats on it that I care more about the stats than what the ability is, right? But Malice happens to be the ability that I want, which gives critical weakness to enemies every second, and it lasts for 4 seconds. What that is basically it makes it to where the enemies that I'm dealing with, or the nearby monsters, they are weak against critical strikes. So they basically, their critical strike chance against them is higher. So there's that. Then on my build, my spirit and my minions are important, right? So my level of my minions, I want them to be high because I'm a minion build, and then my spirit, I want them so that I can summon more minions. So that's the driving force, right? So the fact that I don't have any skills in or gems in there, it doesn't matter, right? Then you have like, okay, so my particular creation has this built into it, right? So you have this minion, which this minion, it ignites enemies within a radius of 1.5 meters as though they dealt fire damage equal to 20% of the minion's life. That's actually one of the gems that does it, but the important part's the part that reads up above it. Summons a reviving infernal hound, which ignites enemies near it. The hound takes a portion of the damage from hits for you. So in other words, when I get hit, the minion takes, it's actually 20%. So the minion takes 20% of the damage that would be done to me. The minion takes it first before it's done to me. So in other words, it's basically kind of like a defensive mechanism, right? So I got these support gems that are supporting this minion so that I can do better with it, right? So I'm using him to create to be more survivable. If you notice, it says the minion deals less damage, but he has more life. Well, I want him to have a lot of life because if I get hit, I want the minion to be able to take the damage, so I want him to be there a long time. Fire exposure, that makes the minion, anything around it, take damage. And then the last one is any exposure applied to has a 30% increased effect. Well, that's important because I increase fire exposure with igniting an enemy with this build, or with this minion. It automatically ignites them. But I'm going to go with like there's another minion. This is an actual skill gem. As you can see, I can take that out, right? That's the actual skill gem. It's a reviving, summon, bomb throwing skeleton arsonist. So it does fire damage and all that stuff, right? It does. If you read here, I'm talking to my friends here on the stream. Okay, so you have the persistent skill. It's a persistent skill, so it stays there. It does fire damage, and it's a detonator type of a build or minion. Then you have the support, which the support gives it multiple projectiles. Basically, it gives it 2 additional projectiles. That's the big important part of it. The third one is increased damage for elemental damage, less for elemental ailments. Or I cannot inflict ailments, so it does more damage. And then the last one is I cannot ignite anything, but anything that's ignited, I do an extra 30% fire damage to it for all damage. So, no, I can't. That's a bow. But I don't use bow and arrow. It's red, see? It's red. I can't use it. Oh, and then the fire fusion again does more increased damage for fire, but less for cold and lightning. So between all of these things, it really, each of these things support the main skill, which is the minion, makes the minion do a lot more damage. That being said, let me go into this here. Like a lot of people go through different trending. Alright, so I'm going to bring this over so you can see what I'm... So this is like a build guide, which I highly suggest doing whenever you're playing this game. You need a build guide. This one is for in-game farmer for lightning arrow dead eyes, which is one of the classes. In-game gives you the items that you're going to need or and want, and what the importance of them is going to be. This helps you, what do you call it, look to build into certain things that are going to make that the character as strong as possible, like early and late and all that, right? Here it tells you what to look for with the equipment. You know, bow, you want to have +1 arrow, or see, yeah. So they're giving you suggestions on what to look for to improve it. These are the different abilities, and then they're you can have up to 6 gem slots, apparently. But each one gives you a different things that you need to look for and get in there, right? For like Herald of Thunder, you want to have the Herald of Thunder, Lightning Infusion, Electrocute, Neural Overload, and Lightning Mastery. Those are the things you want to look for that Herald of Thunder, for whatever it does and everything, right? And all that stuff. And this is the part that usually gets a lot of people. This here here, it's better to look on mine. This is your tree. That's how insanely huge the tree is. What is it, like probably 1,000 different nodes you can go into? You have regular nodes, which are these little ones, you know, and then you have the major ones, which are like this one. Well, no, that's not a major node. Where's one? Here's a major node. So the major nodes, they significantly improve or give you a stat or set of stats that are build changing in and of themselves, or build strengthening. Where these ones, they give you like 15% critical strike bonuses to your minions, right? This one here gives you 40%. Alright, so you're doing that. My build happens to be doing a lot with energy shields, so I got these ones here. I got this, you know, the critical strike chance for minions, energy shield stuff here, minions, energy shield. I'm going, so here, like here, I'm getting the stats here, but I'm going for this maximum energy shield, energy shield, energy shield. I want those there, right? So all in all, the reason why you're getting all these different nodes like this, they have different reasons for them. And every build that you're looking at is going to have a different set of these. Yeah, it could be insane though. It's like most new players to this game. Oh, hold on. Most new players to this game, they look at them at this and they go, "Holy cow! How can I even begin to work with something like that?" Right? Well, one of the best way at first, when you first start out, I would not recommend doing everything yourself. I would definitely go with the build guide that tells you how to build that character to make it strong and everything. And then once you know what you know more how to play the game, what you're trying to do and everything, then you can go for things like, let's say I want to do more minion damage, right? So I'll go with minion damage, and then, okay, so I have one here. Link can target damageable minions. These give you minion damage here, minion damage here. Oh, those are, if you read them, minion recoup 10% damage taken. So that's not really minion damage, right? Oh, minion damage when you have at least 2 offerings. Well, maybe you can set up to where you have 2 offerings. Same there. So there's a lot of different things to look into. Oh yeah, I would definitely. What I would do is like, if I were like to start out a new character, whatever you like interests you, just look for a guide so that you know what to build towards, so you can understand what you're doing thing. And I'll tell you what, this game is not kind to start out with. It is very, very rough. I, as a PoE 1 player, struggled a long time. Oh shoot, man! Like, if you notice, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes here. You can have up to 8 for your ascendancy, and I am far past, like, 75 is the level that you have to be able to get the 7th and 8th ascendancy. And as you can see, I haven't. It's hard. It's very hard. So I'm still working on that. I'm just trying to see how far I can get. Actually hoping to get like a couple of items to make my build a little bit stronger. So when did they start the new feature on Twitch where you can stream together more easily? Like I said, I haven't streamed in a long time, like 2 years or something. Really? Just started up again a couple weeks ago. Really? Oh, I did not know that. Like, I have an idea for a build. I just have to look into, like, once I get to the end and get myself pretty strong and stuff, I'll look into to see if I can get the build to work. But pretty much the idea is to use my own minions them up so that they really have like a lot of health, and then detonate them. Like make them die and detonate them, and do damage to, you know, mobs that way. The other thing is, like, if you look at my shield, I've got 6,000 shield, 1,300 life. Whenever I cast a what do you call it? This offering thing, it increases the damage that my minions do by 40%, which is a significant amount, right? All my minions do 40% more damage. But I'm sacrificing 50% of my life to do that buff, which is pretty significant when you don't have very much